Good day, everyone, and welcome to another amazing episode of Hottakes with S.O.G. My name is Red, and I am here with my co-host S.O.G. How are you today?
I'm fine, no. Let me be talking like you. I don't know. Maybe your boyfriend broke up with you, so you're just doing. You're laughing. Who's laughing with you? Who's laughing? You're doing. What happened? Your boyfriend don't eat the food that you made.
My boyfriend broke up with me.
He broke up with you.
Yeah.
Oh!
So sad. But it doesn't matter.
1 minute silence one day break you up with today.
I beg, Jerry, you guys should not forget to subscribe to this channel. Click on the notification bell, like this video, comment, and share.
Yes, and if not the first time you join us with this, please continue to share, subscribe, tell your people about it. And you know now, if it's Hot Takes with S.O.G, you always have our guests with us here. And we have two amazing guests. They're both returning guests though. We have Onyeka, he's the CEO of Better Days, a shoemaking company. Am I correct?
Yep.
How has that business been? You know, say if I hear shoemaking before, they feel like they make money, but you are the CEO now. Like say, money, like go teach me, make I join the business.
I swear, bro, it feels like a local trade, right?
Yeah.
Shoemaking in Nigeria has seen tremendous growth over the years.
Okay.
You understand? Most Nigerians now rely on homemade products, you understand? Especially the ones that are made to top quality.
Okay, but as regards to the time spent, because I mean, like, how many hours does it take you to make one pair of shoes?
Okay, it depends on the type of design, depends on the material involved.
Let's say you're making a palm slippers or something.
Depends on the type of design.
Okay.
Depends on the material involved.
But on the average?
On the average, it still depends on the type of design and material involved.
So you can't say 5 to 6 hours.
No. Let's say all materials are man-made materials, like all materials are leather materials, 100% leather. Both the sole is leather, both the upper is leather. Understand? Making a palm slippers can take like 2 days.
2 days.
Yes.
Wow.
And everything is handmade.
Yes, everything is handmade.
Wow.
Okay, let's say the sole is pre-made. We're going pre-made soles.
Yeah.
Just the upper is leather. It can take like let's say a few hours, depending on the type of design. Some design can take 3 hours. Some can take 2 hours. Some can take the whole day.
Wow.
Understand? So.
Wow. That's nice. And we also have our brother in Christ, 7 Collection. You see your 7 media, if I call your house 7 million. House of 7 million, yeah?
Yeah,
How have you been now?
I've been there. I've been good.
You've been out of this house of 7 million.
Well, still a work in progress. I will always say things are not easy.
That's the way it is, you know.
Exactly.
In Nigeria, we must be Nigerians that will succeed.
Yeah.
All right, so today's topic is something that, to me, I think is actually very straightforward. I would like to hear your views on it. Yeah. So, do you think that one man can change Nigeria? When say one man, like when someone becomes the president, can you think that one man can actually change Nigeria?
Yes, actually. Does it take 2 presidents to change a country? We only need 1 president, a right-thinking man, to come at the power. Then he will select his cabinet. Understand? The cabinet matter a lot.
Yeah.
Understand? If he selects his, you wanted to say something.
You said select the cabinet. You're forgetting that the cabinet is not selected; they are elected.
No, I'm talking about the ministers.
The ministers.
The ministers are
selected. You're forgetting that any bill that's passed by the president has to pass through the House of Senate, and the senators are being selected.
Yes.
They are being elected, sorry, not selected.
Yes. So, but the ministers play a major role. Ministers, I'm telling you. I'm telling you from past experience.
No, I'm telling you, no. What I'm trying to say is that.
Excuse me. He said past experience.
Past experience with our Nigerian politics, the political space. Yeah.
Oh, I was about to ask if I've been.
Well, you know, when you talk about ministers here, for everything you want to do in Nigeria, in a republic, it has to pass through the Senate House. They have to pass the bill.
Yeah, the lawmakers.
Before the president can actually do anything. He can say, okay, I want to do this. But any way you talk, you send them to the house first. They go debate on them, they debate, do. Then they will not pass the bill. So, in such a situation, do you actually still believe that one man can affect?
Have you seen a country apportioning blames to the Senate or the House of Reps?
It's always looking like that.
Have you seen?
No, I haven't.
They always apportion them to the president. They have their reasons. You understand? One man can actually change Nigeria. I don't know your reasons. I don't know your opinions. But me, I believe the right man can change Nigeria. The right president can change Nigeria.
Well, when we talk about change, first of all, we have to talk about the type of change we are talking about.
Okay.
Understand? We can change the name of the country. They once tried to change it from Nigeria to yeah, something like that. So change is a big thing.
Yeah.
Understand? So, and when we are talking about change, we are talking about expectation.
Yeah.
So when we talk about this change and the type of change you're talking about, it's a big thing. So what is our expectation on the type of change to come? What we want one man to do? Understand? And for Nigeria, a country like our country that needs this change, it have been things have not been going well for a very long time, like 62 years. You getting it? So now we are talking about if one man can change that. For me, yes, one man can, based on the structures, the new structures that will be introduced. Understand? But we have to lower our expectations on the type of change that will come from one man. Because even if it takes that man 20 years alone to be in power, I still don't think the change will just show up within that 20 years.
Yeah.
We let's take Dubai for example. It took them 50 years to get to where they are now. It's a long time. Understand?
Yeah. But you know, when we're talking about this change here, I feel like we're not talking about this. We're talking about when we talk about change. We're talking about the fact that, okay, there's going to be a high decrease in corruption and bribery and all that. Yeah.
Change in positive way, right?
Yes. I don't think people get it.
Yeah.
The president, whether you like it or not, has little or no power. I'm sorry to say it that way, but that's what it is, because you have to lobby the Senate. Anything that you have to do, you have to pass through the Senate House.
But he's still the president.
He's the president, yes. But anything what you want to do, you go pass through there.
Yeah.
Even if you want to buy pen for Nigeria, you want to make pen free in Nigeria, the president can't come to them and say, I don't make pen free for Nigeria. No, it's not possible. You have to pass it through. They have to agree with you. So now, let's say now you have a politician that knows what he wants to do. But in the house, you have people from all walks of life, people that want to loot, people that want to make great wealth.
Just want their own personal
They're
interest.
just there for their own personal gains.
Can I ask a question? Can a president impeach anyone if he wants to? If he thinks the person is not playing by the rules?
Impeach
Impeach an elected official. No, I don't think so.
unelected, no.
But he's the president.
No, he doesn't work that. It's not a dictatorship.
I remember that Donald Trump can sack anyone he wants.
That is
for the office.
when you're talking about people like ministers or chief of staffs. We're talking about senators.
Elected position,
Do you understand?
not elected position.
You're talking about appointees, people that are appointed by him. Like the ministerial list mostly comes from the president. Yeah, we're talking about senators.
Okay.
Yeah, and the ministers you're talking about, they are still under the senators, because let's say now, like, we have minister for labor, we have minister for works, we have minister for youth, minister. Now, if you say, okay, we want to give the youth in Nigeria tech, education, or this, you have to pass the bill to the Senate. Tell them, see the budget I want to work with, and that's okay, we'll sign this bill, we'll pass it. When they pass it, that's when you can now release money to the minister of youth to do that stuff.
But the question here is, both the elected and the selected ones still answer to the president, right?
Not pari passu, it's not like that.
Okay, there are people.
Why I said so is just like I just explained to you just now. If president won't do anything now, if he wants to carry this cup now from here to there, you can't just wake up one day and say, I don't move this cup from point A to point B. He will have to pass a bill through the Senate House. And that's where you now have that clash of interest, where that's your ideology of one man changing the country cannot work, because this person I think country say, oh, if they move this cup from year to year, this money where I they play for once the cup day, I'm not gonna get them again. Yeah. Now if you move this cup, I'm not getting that money again, no go agree. Now you find out that, okay, at the end of when they vote,
that reminds me. The recent currency change, the note change we had last year.
Yeah.
Did our president, did our president seek any validation from the Senate House?
From the Senate House.
Yes, yes.
You know
Was it the one
the currency change. That one you know go use and take change. Do you understand?
It's
Because it was even a motive.
Yeah,
It was a move. It was an economic move according to them.
The
Made by
CBN woke up one morning and
that's-
walked up to
that is more or less like
president and said, "See, I want to do this one."
And
this
public holiday.
no, this one now is a public speculation. They did to combat corruption. That was not the idea. The idea of Emeh and the rest of them doing that was to combat this economic meltdown and all that. That was their idea.
But can I ask you something?
Do you get?
That is this public holiday that His Excellency our president Muhammad Buhari changed. I can't remember the public holiday, but he changed it from a particular day to another day. Did he seek the validation from the Senate House?
Yes.
He has to.
It has to.
And
There's a reason it's called a republic. In Igbo, they say Ochichi Onye Kwuo Uche, a democracy. You have to say that is why you have.
That's actually where the three arms of government.
Yes, that's why you have to have representatives from every part of Nigeria. Do you get? Things like that. Why you don't get to hear them in the news is that they are minor bills. So once they bring it to the house, when they read it, everybody will be like, they just pass it. But certain bills, they will drag it for days.
so what you're saying is that the president does not possess the entire power to change.
He
Unless we're in a
possesses.
state of emergency.
He
That's when
possesses.
he has the absolute power.
I don't agree with you, bro. He possesses. I don't agree with you.
The absolute power.
Why is
I don't
he
agree
the chief,
with
the head of the chief of the armed forces? Why
I don't
is
agree
he
with
this and that?
If
He controls the military.
like I said, I told you one thing. Except in a state of emergency, that's when the president has the absolute
I don't
power
agree with you, bro.
to say, okay, let's do like this.
So can I
You agree with me?
ask you
No.
something?
You know, if you want to, if you don't agree, I'm not asking you to agree, but if you feel like the president has the ultimate power, you can say, okay, give me this instance of something actually.
There are instances that we do instance.
That now is an economic law. You can't use it. I'm talking about things that actually. I'm talking about things that we can actually pass into the constitution.
If the Senate has power, over the president, they will reject the bill.
And I'm trying to explain to you that move. Not
They
even,
will reject because a lot of them have.
I'm trying to tell you now. I'm trying to tell you now
understand?
that this move was not even initiated by the president. It was initiated by Emeh and what was his name? That's why we have the CBN government.
Which means that what you're saying is that one man can change. One man can change.
Emeh cannot.
That's what I'm trying to tell you now. He cannot work on his own without the validation of the president. But this is an economic move. This actually
Let me
does not
explain
have
to you now, bro. Let me explain to you now. The change we are talking about.
Yeah.
During the Naira change, we had scarcity of cash.
Yeah.
That is change.
Mm-hmm.
That is change in our economy.
Yeah.
Then who made this change is the president.
Mm-hmm.
If he didn't validate the MFL's proposal, we wouldn't have had the Naira scarcity. Understand? So it's still something we are talking about.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
So what he's saying is that one man can make a change.
Yes.
You need to understand something, yeah? There are certain arms of the government that almost operate as if they are independent bodies. Do you get?
And Central Bank is one of them. That's what you're saying.
Central Bank is not independent.
I think they operate. Hear what I say. They operate almost as if they are independent. That's why the CBN governor can wake up and say all bankers don't go to work next week, and they will not go. That's why the Labour Congress, they can wake up and say no, nobody go work again.
The bankers are under CBN.
That's what I'm trying to explain to you.
The bankers and CBN are under the FG, the federal government.
That's what I'm trying to tell you, that some arms of the government operate as though they are independent.
Can I ask a question here?
Yeah.
Because right now I'm confused trying to figure out why we have a president if a president does not have the power to do how it pleases him. Like if anything happened here in the country, who will be asked for it? Me and you or the president?
You said the president don't mean anything. You said they asked the president now, no mean anything.
Bro,
Wait. We
just had
if let's say they come to the house and at the end of the day, after much deliberations, and they come to a headlock, nobody agree. This is the president comes like, okay, no one, this one will do.
But you're hearing what you're saying. You can hear yourself, right?
Yes. Now
we just had this previous election that we want Labour Party candidate Mr. P.O.B to be our next president.
You want Mr. P.O.B. Don't say we.
Personalize your
fine. I want him.
Yes.
I need him to be my next president.
Yeah.
Do you know why?
Because why you need him. You were trying to drive somewhere now.
Because I believe he can change the situation of the nation, even though it have to come in a bit small ways. Understand?
Now, let me,
I don't know
let me say something to you now. Yeah. You remember when I can list people that have actually tried to change things in Nigeria that they have dealt with.
Who dealt with them?
Are you blind? Yes.
Who dealt with them?
Let's go down to Yadua. From Yadua, let's go down to.
He died.
Wait. I'm coming somewhere. I'm going somewhere. Wait, I'm going somewhere. Let's go down to Good Luck Jonathan. Yeah. The fact that he was with certain people that are trying to frustrate his reign.
He's weak.
It is not about.
I am starting from
you call it weakness.
Sometimes I do not give power. Sometimes you do not give power.
Just like the family. You be the head of the family.
Let me say something.
I call that weakness.
No, it's not like a family. Don't make that mistake.
This is
a democracy. This is not a monarchy government. This is not a federalization. This is a republic. You understand? It's a democracy. So you can't just wake up one day and say this is what I want, and everybody will just follow you. Yes. No.
Everybody has. Isn't that?
Do you understand? It doesn't work that way.
Do you know? Okay,
good.
Let me.
I can hear you.
Okay, let me explain this thing in a more better way that people understand now. Let me use you guys are football fans, yeah?
Yes, of course.
Now, one of the major issues that affected Manchester United in the past years and Chelsea. Let me just use the tournament to explain something to you. Chelsea had they were in what we call something like a dictatorship. They had just one owner. You can wake up in the morning and say, okay, no, Mikel, no, you play again. You go out, and nobody will question him. Do you understand? But Manchester United, they had a board. They get like 12 what they decide. So before they go decide anything, they go sit down and do meeting for like 10 months. So to make a decision, we take them approximately 5 times the time to take Abramovich of Chelsea to make his decision. That was why you saw Chelsea flying. He could wake up one day and say, okay, yes, I know I signed you yesterday as my coach. Tomorrow you're going. That's what I'm trying to explain to you now. The way Nigeria is, you can't as president just wake up and say, this cup will be in Nasarawa. I know me in Nasarawa again. And they can't go Abuja and never
actually choose.
But I have been in this country to notice that my president have made some decisions and choice that he never cared what the House of Senate had to do.
Did you watch the Senate House to know whether they passed the bill or not? You need to understand that anything that comes from Mr. President, most times everyone wants to key into it to be on his good side. That's what you need to understand.
Because he is the president.
Now we call it ripple effect. Yeah, we call it ripple effect. If he is the president, yeah, most people want to side with him because okay, I want to be on his good side. I'm coming somewhere. We're having someone. Let's use Mr. P.O.B as an example. He's coming from a party that everyone knows him to be a shrewd businessman. Everyone knows him to be an upright, standing man, and he's coming in to deal with what we know to be gang of thieves. And you think that everybody in that house, knowing fully well that the upper hand does not go to the president, that everybody will want to go with what he says. You cannot. Okay, let me use another example. During the time that Catalonia during the time they wanted to separate from Spain, even when Nigeria, you're having this.
Yeah, but they still want to separate.
Wait, I'm coming. I'm saying, I'm trying to explain something to you. Even Nigeria, when we're having this Nigeria thing, if you look, rich men will not say anything. It's not that they don't know the right thing to say, but because the position of this cup favors you, you will not say a word. I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say.
Now you're debating if one man can actually change.
I'm trying to explain to you why one man cannot make that change. Can I
ask you a question?
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question? If you are to be the next president of this country, can you make a change?
I can make a change, but I cannot change this country. The question is, can one man change the country? That's the question.
Okay, now
I can effect a change. Okay, P.O.B, if he becomes the president, can effect a change, but he cannot change the country.
As a president, I know that one man can make a change.
Wait, let's go back.
You call people, allow me.
Wait, before you say P.O.B was governor of Anambra State, yeah? Let's check about all the things we don't do. I say, come out now, Alpha. Where are we? Back to square one. All the things that he did, Alpha. You need to check. It is not just you making these decisions. You have how many people they did for that house? Where something that sleep, they sleep. By the time they don't touch them like this.
See, let me get to this part.
Yeah.
When Donald Trump was still the president of the United States, he made a lot of changes, and it was still Democrats, and nobody asked questions about it.
And America,
yes,
and
with the current president, they have withdrawn all the soldiers from Afghanistan, and that is the power. You see, this man understand the power of being a president. Sometimes you do mention two people. You mentioned
America a republic or a federalization.
I'm coming to a point.
No,
you have to understand the power given to
understand the type of government you're running.
But first of all, you have to understand.
You're actually running a...
Can I ask you something?
Bro, excuse. You're actually running a decentralized system of government. For Nigeria...
It's a federation, yeah?
Nigeria runs a centralized system
of federation,
yeah? The decentralized system of government actually gives little power to the president. You understand?
The presidency. You're still going.
That means that my country, Nigeria, has more power to the president.
Now, wait.
System of government.
Is it a federation or is it a republic?
I don't know that one.
You're asking US is federation, Nigeria is republic.
Now, this is where the difference is. A republic has more, how will I say, more policies or more process before they do things than a federation.
No process and policy.
Yes. Now, let me say to you why you think that the president has less power in the US. In the US, you can wake up here and say you don't want this thing. But now the House can come back and tell you why. They want petition, you say why you do this thing. Say why you go do this thing. Now, because of it, they can even tell that they will impeach you. But in Nigeria now, do you know, go and read your constitution, you know how far you have to go before you even raise that talk, say when impeach president.
Let me use this
you can impeach the president.
I didn't say you can't, I say you need to know how far, but in America, that's small thing. Now, very, very small thing. You feel because say you move this cup. For instance, say, okay, this cup is in favor.
Can I ask you a question from a previous thing said about the currency changing? Who do you think? Who do you think that we should hold responsible for what happened at that call? Who made the call
to change the currency?
Yes,
it was a call made by the governor of Central Bank of Nigeria.
No,
it wasn't a presidential call.
No, bro, no.
Can you now hear yourself?
No, do you know the finance aspect?
Now, I made a suggestion to the president.
That is him making the problem is that the masses were led to believe that this was a political move to help abet corruption and
we know that is not the reason.
Election. Let me tell you, it was just a chess move, so that they will remove your mind from what they actually want to do. You want to believe that, okay, yes. Now let me ask you a question.
But you're saying
I'm going somewhere. If they print this, when they printed those notes, who do you think got it first? You think it's not exactly? That's the point. So you want to tell me that you want to combat what do you call it? You want to combat corruption, and then you're changing notes. The notes where you change, people will still get and those two people that will still use it for that same purpose. Does it make sense to you? That's what I'm trying to tell you, that that one was an economic law. It was not something that this initially come up with.
Let me tell you
the value of naira.
One reason why
a
president might not have the power to control as well change a nation that easily.
To change, we're talking about Nigeria. We're not talking about we're talking about Nigeria.
Okay, fine. To change Nigeria that easily. It's because that we have been rooted in corruption here. Understand? And a lot of people in Senate House are the ones to coordinate and mobilize the local governments and this and that in order to get that president where they need to be. And at the end of the day, he have to favor them. Understand?
You're getting where I'm coming from.
Yes, but that is not knowing the power you possess. There's this. Calm down.
I'm listening.
Ambode have been governor of Lagos State. And I don't want to go in details how things go on there, but he didn't play by the rules of the previous people there. Yes, he didn't do what they asked him to do or how he's supposed to do it to favor them. Understand? They didn't allow him to go for another tenure. Understand? But because he understands the power of being a governor, that no one at that point in time, no one had the final say except you. Are you getting it? That's the reason why they say you have the final say. So when it comes to this seat, we are talking about a president that have the final say. That controls the navy, that controls the air force, that controls the army.
Let me ask you a question. Can you name one thing that Ambode change in Lagos State?
I said I don't want to go in details.
No, just
No. Now, I'm just trying to explain to you now that even that the only reason, the only thing that you might tell me here is that okay, he wasn't in sync with the cabals and all that. Yeah. But if you go to, I don't know when last you went to Lagos, but if you go to Lagos, if you can pinpoint one thing and tell me this is the thing that he did.
You know, sometimes
change you need to understand.
Sometimes he lost the ticket because of bad.
I'm trying to explain to you that one man can effect a change, but one man cannot change Nigeria. Understand the point. One man, even if you're the president, one man cannot.
I said it before.
Yeah.
Change begins with selection of the right cabinet. Selection of the right cabinet.
And as I told you that you know that
selection that are based off on merit.
But I told you that the entire cabinet.
Selection that are strictly based off.
I'm telling you that the entire cabinet cannot be selected by the president now, because when you're talking about the cabinet, not just the ministers now.
The ministers. Talking about
the
first man have to.
You are still going back to the Senate. Don't know how many ministers they do now.
They do what?
They're not the only ones now. Most of the things at the end of the day, it has to pass through the Senate House.
Can I
I don't think.
if you're being
if it was that easy, everybody can just wake up. The president can just wake up one day and borrow and go and say he wants to borrow money.
I want to ask him this question. I want to ask you this question. If you are going to be elected as the next governor of Enugu State, and you know that the president you have does not tolerate or support corruption, are you going to be watchful of what you do and how you do things?
First of all, I'm going to answer your question. The president, whether he tolerates corruption or not, he wouldn't know what's going on in the state. Do you know?
But you have to be careful. But you have to be careful. But you have to be careful.
Let me explain something to you here. The president can know things that are happening around him. You know, we're talking about Nigeria. We're not talking about which country was small. I'm going to give you an example. I'm not talking about what's more this Haiti or this one close to.
Bro, he doesn't need to
close to South Africa. No, this is Nigeria.
How will you become president if you cannot know?
He will know.
How will you know? Say he will know.
So a president. I do know that sometimes a president of a nation do visit around the states.
Yes.
I understand.
He said corruption. Corruption can come in so many ways. So it's not more that you're not doing. You can be doing the best work and still be corrupted. It's as simple as you can be doing all the work. You can catch all the way. Buy everybody else for the conference.
My point is that if you know that the presidency does not support this line of work, you have to be very careful on how you choose to make your moves. That is what an act of change can do. I don't know if you're getting it. Then to another level where you said that yes, one man cannot change. Yes, I understand. A man let's just say we have a man like Mr. D.O.P as the next president of Nigeria. We need to have men like him to apply a good change. Yes, I got the part. But I want you to know that we have to also fear the one at top to make some certain decisions. Are you getting it?
Yeah.
If you have a pastor at the church, the senior pastor, every other pastor has to watch out what they do based on what the senior pastor is doing. Are you getting it? Nigeria is the way it is today because we haven't had those people who understand the basics of
now we're going back to this. If you are to the top, at the end of the day, one man cannot change Nigeria. We need everybody.
We haven't seen recycling the same corruption.
Everybody.
We need all rights on deck.
Yes, we need the right
people, not everybody.
Bro.
So that's just
I don't agree with you.
You will come back next week. You will come back next week because you must agree with me. You will come back next week. And if you're watching and you don't want to agree with me, you follow him and come back next week. So we'll continue for where we stop. It's still S.O.G. and I'm signing out with Onyeka.
Better
of
days, CEO.
better days.
Better
Better.
days.
Then my best you go come do shoe for me now. Make I follow the wear better. If I maybe now the shoe now the kind person go better day. And House of 7 Media himself. Thank you so much. Thank you. And those that come up every Saturday to watch us, it's not easy at the thank you now. The waste now MB they watch us. Please continue. I love you guys so much.
We appreciate being here.
Yeah, it's your favorite girl, the queen.
Get out. See you next week, guys.